That was Coach Paul Aigbogu of Enyimba. You listen to him. Let me allow you react quickly. I was talking about that last game and how some of us were afraid. And do you think what happened in the last game is enough to justify the apprehension, so to speak? Some people, when they start seeing North African teams coming up against Enyimba, they're thinking, oh, this scenario might play out again.
With a team leading 3-0 and conceding 3 goals, I mean, anybody watching that, especially if it's your team or a team representing your country, you just have to be apprehensive. However, the difference between the knockout stage and the group stage is that in this stage, you can lose 5-0 away. You can lose 5-0. Before you get to the looking at goal difference, you would have gathered your points. You can actually just pick your points. All you need is the 3 points. It's all that matters. The goal difference will come much later. So it's not a question of whether how many goals you score, how many goals you concede. The thing is getting your points. And if you can pick maximum points at home, 2 draws away and you are safely through. The target is 10 points. And that is what you have to play for.
And you qualify as first or second?
You qualify as first or second. That is just... As
long as you get 10.
That is the game.
So that will be the target for you?
That will be the target. The minimal target. You can go beyond that. That's the minimal target, because if you win your 3 home games with 1 away draw, and you just hope that things, 1 or 2 things go your way. That is the permutation. So where do you get those points from? That should be your target.
Okay. I'm already thinking my melody on that.
Home and away.
Home and away. 6 in the bag. Okay. We wish Enyimba all the best in the competition, and hopefully they will be able to reenact what happened in 2003 and 2004. Okay. Let's talk about the Federation Cup. I mean, it's getting interesting now.
Round of 64.
Round of 64. The organization a lot better than what we're used to in previous years. But let's quickly see if we can bring the fixtures to you. And let me allow you, Alfred, run us through some of these teams, especially the lesser known teams, because I know you know about them. Sunshine Stars.
Against Giwa. You don't want to play in the league. You play in the Federations Cup.
A tournament organized by the same NFF.
Well, thank God they are the venue, and they will play. That game will come up in Lokoja. Rivers United and
doing well in the league. Rivers United
doing well. By default, they got to the top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They got to the top by default. Rangers had to be docked points.
All right.
So they found themselves at the top. But it's all good. Rangers have to give me a hand. That's against Akano. Okay. Rivers United is doing so well. The game I want to see is the Imo State champions, Papilla FC.
Okay.
Champions from Imo State, team owned by Kano Wanko. That game will play. Omaya is perhaps the most central place that game will be played. The travel from Port Harcourt to Omaya and Owerri, it's almost at the same distance. So you expect fans of both sides to be there. 3SC of Ibadan against Wiki, not Wiki Tourist, but Wiki Feeders. We played the Ligue. Okay, so you fancy 3SC going through this one. Heartland of Owerri against Topwall. Go round. FC, they from Omoko in Port Harcourt against Yobe in Makrodi. Now you begin to see names that
you have not heard before.
No. Fazbear, I heard this one is from Tokyo also.
Okay.
I play Tornadoes in Zaria, Akure City against Rangers International in Jos.
Okay.
Rangers will have to go back to Jos, where they started the problems of Giwa.
Okay.
Because it was that game that Giwa got into trouble. Wiki Tourist against FRS in Makrodi, and Zaria FC will play against Plateau United. We've gone 6 games in the league playing draws.
Draw specialists.
Draw 6 games. Katsina United will play FC Lokoja
in Kaduna.
And these games, I won't be surprised if 1 or 2 results. You see the under.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of
the beauty of the Federation.
When you get those kind of results, just pray it doesn't happen to your team.
Yeah, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful.
Pray it doesn't happen to your team. That's
okay.
That's the good thing about it.
All right. So let's move on now. Okay, some fixtures. Let me run you through this ones quickly. Okay. Yamalai takes on Warri Wolves in Abuja. MFM take on El Kanemi B in Kaduna. FC Ifeanyi take on Ebonyi in Owerri. Prime FC, it's been a while, we heard about them, take on Ine Stars, played in Lagos. Jigawa Stars take on Gashaka in Bauchi. Okay, those are some of the selected fixtures that we have for you. Let's talk about the other 23. Coach Samson Siasia. I mean, most times when you hear about Siasia, it's either giving players a deadline or trying to wield the big stick. We know him as a disciplinarian. My fear really is just that sometimes hope these things don't backfire.
How do you expect that you go for a competition that will kick off weekend next week from 2nd to 4th? And the annoying thing, I think, why he's upset is that he knows that these guys are in town. These guys have finished their
Some
business.
of them are, apart from one or two.
Apart from one or two that he knows their itinerary, they're still involved in playoffs and the rest of them. But these guys are in town. You would have heard stories that are in town, but they are not in town. Right? Hey, sometimes, the question is, where do you give the player the permission to maybe see the family, one or two things? Did you discuss it with the coach? If you, I'm sure that
said some players think that because they are registered, he said, look, I'm going to give you a rude shock if you think because you're registered.
He's giving him a deadline for tomorrow.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll see how many of them will make it to camp. Sometimes those are the kind of things, especially for Nigerian players. You hear that, and tomorrow everybody is rushing to Abuja. Coach, sorry, my father know well.
Okay.
My father know well. It happens.
All right. Let's quickly talk about the Super Eagles. A little update before we came on set, talking about the Super Eagles that the crew finally they've been given. That's good news.
Good news. Very, 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 very heartwarming news. And to think that the second batch will be leaving this evening, they involve the coaches, the assistant coaches, that's Imam Amakakpabo and Kennedy Bobo. It's good news.
So the troubles behind us now.
All of these troubles behind us now. I think for my expectations, especially as it concerns the rebuilding process of the national team, what we want to see is that we'll get ourselves organized, we'll get ourselves in a position where we are confident going into the Nations Cup qualifiers, which is, the World Cup qualifiers, which is our next target, because the next year, early next year, is out of it. We are not going to the Nations Cup, and there's no need to just look at that. Organize ourselves very well and move forward from there.
All right. Alfred, I know you might not like talking about the next thing, and we're talking about the Super Eagles, but what we're going to talk about now is a little scary, because just when you think all the drama is over, this comes up. Some will laugh it off, but some will also pay attention. So let's talk about what's in the news. Giwa FC telling us, look, contrary to what the other side told you guys last week, that there's no case in court and all that, no, the case is still in court. And I don't know, let me quickly ask. Enough has been said already, but I still need to get your opinion.
Well, in all of this, especially, there are so many issues concerning this that have been played in the public sphere.
Okay.
I mean, if these things are issues that has to do with issues in court, let the court decide and treat this issue, because at the end of the day, everybody, my people will always tell you that everybody tells a story that favors favors him. He is the center of attraction in that story. So if these are issues that are in court and things are happening in court, let the court decide. Let us know clearly where we are. Today, the minister is saying this. Tomorrow, the Giwa group is saying this. Tomorrow, it is Giwa that have been arrested by the police.
Okay.
And the next thing they say,
so let's just wait for the court to explain everything for us.
To decide. If somebody is in contempt of the court, let the law of the land, take its course, and not whatever I say or wherever I belong, it's immaterial at this point, because these are people who,
unless there's a resolution,
let's just leave, because at the end of the day, we just wipe up sentiment. Sometimes the comments that you give are from an uninformed angle, and you just make comments, and somebody will just sit down and be laughing at you.
So it's better to wait.
So you just wait. Let them clear the audience table. And
all right. So I hope the relevant authorities will clear the air, and we're going to be able to move on. We just talked about the Super Eagles. Hopefully, we'll not be talking about another distraction, anything that will stop us from moving forward as a nation. Let's go on a quick break. Let's allow you look at how Eintracht Frankfurt were able to retain their status as a German Bundesliga team. Remember, Eintracht Frankfurt used to have our own JJ Okocha and Ghana's Anthony Yeboah. And for that reason, I guess some of us are happy that they still remain in the top flight. So enjoy this, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight. Welcome back. That goal kept Eintracht Frankfurt in the German Bundesliga. That's the top flight. Kept them. Nuremberg will have to fight another day. Okay, Alfred, let's quickly talk about Jose Mourinho. You can't escape him. That Louis van Gaal was going to be sacked was the worst kept secret. We knew was going to happen. But Jose, now, do you think he's the right man? Especially now that United are beginning to think about the future, some exciting prospects, young players. But does Jose look like the kind of coach that will be patient to allow the Jesse Lingards of this world, Marcus Rashford, all those kind of players blossom?
I saw a stat this morning that the longest period that Jose will spend with you averagely is about 2 years plus.
Yes.
It's about 2 years plus. So if have that at the back of your mind, you just begin to get a sense of how long you last. But however, he has come out to say that his dream job is that of being coach of Manchester United. Okay. If you from the sideline comments have been coming, Eric Cantona just today that
I like him, but he's not the type
I like him, but he's not the Manchester United type. And when people who are respected in the hierarchy of a club begin to make comments like this, you just know that from the go, there are people who are against it. But I think he will win the Blue Boys, especially when he starts winning. Yeah. If he starts winning, maybe change the mentality.
Let me throw this one at you, Alfred, before we go quickly. Do you think Van Gaal was disrespected in any way? Do you think he was disrespected? A lot of people said he was there. They were already talking to someone that he brought up in the coaching game, and he was there.
I think the way Manchester United handled the entire issue was it lacked class, it lacked respect. I don't think I mean, the guy won the FA Cup. Why not allow the guy celebrate the FA Cup win? I didn't think it's that's the way Manchester United should do things.
All right. Okay. We'll wait to see what happens, but Jose Mourinho waiting to be confirmed as the new manager of Manchester United. Let me see if I can take a tweet as we go. Olayinka Olewa says Victor Friday is the highest goal scorer of the ongoing China Skis Cup. Okay, I think there's a little mix up in that one. I guess we just leave it at that. That's how we have to wrap things up on the show tonight. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything that we brought to you tonight. We'll come back tomorrow with a bigger and better package. Bye for now.